Hello and welcome to our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals and journaling, and just about anything and everything that's going to keep you inspired. Tonight is a very special episode. Yes, the long drought of me not buying fountain pens is over. Except I didn't buy this. Let me rephrase. The long drought of me not getting a new fountain pen is over. So we're going to do a little fun unboxing this evening in a little while. And I'm also going to speak about the whole reason I got into fountain pens to begin with and how I'm rediscovering that sort of magic again as of late, and why and how. And I'll wrap all that up in a nice little box with a pretty little bow on it by the time we are through this wonderful hour of fountain pen chat, talk, exchange with the members that are here, the viewers that are here on the chat each week, and in the comment section for those that watch the replay. I do leave the replays up. It's always fun to engage in each and every one of you. So hello to everyone. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat as we go along. And if you watch this show each week or listen to it here on YouTube podcasts, which I also appreciate, those numbers are rising. Thank you all very much. Please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here on this journey with me. I often say that from the pen we can go anywhere, and I think I've proved that. I think we have used it as a door, as a means to open new worlds, new ideas, to keep us writing, keep us thinking critically. So very nice stuff. So I want to speak about last week's video. You may have seen, I have so much to get to. I'm almost wanting to just dive right in. So we won't waste too much time. We won't waste any time, in fact, because even the other stuff I speak about, I think is pretty important. Like last week's video was, I hate myself for loving the Lamy 2000, which was my homage to Gert Mueller and the whole creation of the Lamy 2000 from a design point of view, how it fits in, and of course a way to also speak about how it writes. But it was definitely heavy on design. I actually rewatched it myself. I often have a queue of videos. Occasionally I move them further, as we're going to do shortly. But in many cases, I make a video that airs like 2 months before. So that was the case with this one. So it was fun for me to rewatch it and sort of see where I was, what sort of headspace I was in at the time. So very interesting video. I was kind of proud of myself. Sometimes I like my videos and sometimes I don't. I definitely torture myself on both sides. There are things I am very, very happy with. And then there are things where I cringe. I do watch them 3 times before I post them officially, because often I miss things. I miss little mistakes. And occasionally something gets by, because I am one guy doing everything. All the scripts, all the filming. My wife holds the camera a lot too. All the editing, everything. I run the whole channel. I get a little help from a good friend, John Manuel, with the members. He does a great job helping me, which I appreciate. So thank you, John. If you're here, I think you are here this evening. You are here. Good to see you, John. I gotta remember to thank John. He does a lot, so I appreciate it. So I want to tell you a little bit about what is the video for this week. So this week I've moved the video up because I thought it was time to get it out. And Pierre was kind of saying, when are you going to release it? And I had it out 2 months, but I decided to push it forward a bit. So that is airing this week. It's an interview with Pierre Gustafsson. I have a very hard time with his name. Sometimes my mouth and tongue do not obey my brain. So I have a very hard time with his name. In fact, I had to edit myself saying it. after the fact because I did such a poor job with it. But there you have it. Pamela Snyder with a random question. When I see random questions, I love to engage. Pamela Snyder, hi. She asks, HJ, what's your favorite section of a library? I'm not going to say no, you know what? I'll answer it both ways. So my favorite section of an entire library, because you'd have like the lobby, you'd have the reading room. I do love the reading room, but I would say the stacks. I love the stacks. I love to be amongst the shelved books. And one of my favorite things to do in the stacks is to pull out random books and go through them and see if anyone left any ephemera in there. There's always little interesting notes and lists and things, which is a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite things about a library. Another favorite in a library is all the books that are left out on the tables around the library, and I'm thinking of Boston Public while I speak, which is where I probably spend the most time. And I really love seeing how people stack books almost like out of Ghostbusters. Like these massive piles of books that no human being could stack books that way, but they do. And it's always interesting to see which titles linger, and I try to imagine why. And then I love the reference section. I'm always doing some kind of research, and I love to dive in with an actual dictionary or whatnot. That's always a lot of fun for me. And I love the reading rooms, but I do love libraries. I think you know that. I visit them whenever I'm near one. And if I'm in a new city, I'm usually checking out the libraries. The sad thing is that I would love to do a lot of research. I'd love to write a nonfiction book, but I'm so busy in my normal career that I'm often only in libraries on weekends as sort of a tourist, or a lot of the research that I'm doing is in real time on the channel, which is kind of a shame because I'd love to spend more time doing it. So thanks for that fantastic question. So much fun. Okay, so I was speaking about Pierre Gustafson, and he is a master penman. He has a fantastic handwriting. And he is the man behind Joe March's handwriting, which is how I posed this video. He's the man behind Joe March's handwriting in the 2019 version of Little Women. Here's the thumbnail. You'll see this Thursday. Good old Pierre, nice picture of him. He's another citizen of the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So we had a very nice chat. He tells the stories of working on a set and what it's like to do the calligraphy for films. He's done quite a few films. So pretty neat stuff. So I hope you'll join me this Thursday. Join me, won't you, as I interview Piers Gustafson. Very lovely fellow. James. Pen-related question. HJ, what's your favorite variation of the Lamy Safari? So I annoy a lot of people. I mean, in general, I annoy a lot of people. I think you know that. But I specifically annoy a lot of people with the Lamy Safari. And why is that? I personally consider the Lamy Safari, the Lamy Vista, the Lamy AL Star, the aluminium, as all safaris. I don't consider just because you cast it in aluminium that it's a different pen. It's a safari. It's just made out of that material. And the Vista, it's transparent. It's still a safari. So what would be my favorite of the three? Ooh, that's really hard. I really like aluminium because it's a bit more, it gives you a sense of more substance, even though I personally think the regular ones are probably more durable, but I'm not sure. I should do a test. The Vista is great because you can see through it, and it gives it this sort of like rock candy crystalline substance to it, which I really like. I love being able to see inside of it. And I recently saw a Lamy Vista in a video. Have you ever watched Chris Atomic on YouTube? Chris Atomic and her partner, I'm not sure if they're married or not, they left their London flat and they bought a narrow boat and they travel the canals of England in their narrow boat, which is something my wife did when she was young. So I love to watch their channel because you get this really, I would call it real look at England that's no less beautiful. And I'll tell you why. I'm a bit of an Anglophile. I love the UK. I consider it my second home. My wife is English. My daughter, of course, half English. And to me, Blighty is somewhat idealized. I see it through lenses of the media that I've seen, even though I've spent a lot of time there. But also, when I'm there, I'm on vacation. I'm seeing it at its best. I'm with family. I think of the beautiful thatched roofs in Devon, the country houses I've stayed in out in Cornwall, really interesting places like Boscastle and Port Gavin and Port Isaac, all these lovely spots that I've spent time in. This channel, Chris Atomic, in her narrow boat with her partner, they'll dock somewhere. They're always around Braunston. I think that's the name. And there's a tunnel that seems terrifying because you have a narrow boat and a very narrow tunnel, and then you're passing through, and then a boat could be passing the other way, and you're inches away, and if you hit the wall, you have a problem because you need to keep your boat nice. But they'll park, and then they'll walk through sort of a littered stand of wood, and then go to sort of a shopping center with a Nando's and an M&S and a TJX place in it, and get some supplies. And it's real, but she films it so beautifully that even these sort of urban, sort of somewhat decaying settings are beautiful and transcend what you're actually watching. So Chris Atomic, very good, very interesting channel. Very well done. Beautiful photography. And England is so civilized. It's so great how they have this system of canals. We couldn't possibly have that in the United States. You would get murdered here. You know, it's just not safe here. But there, the locks work. Everything works. Here, nothing works here. So it's really inspiring to see that, which is very, very nice. Mary Madden. HJ, have you ever tried a pen from the Edison Pen Company of Ohio? I have one and find it's a beautiful writer. Anyone else in this group? Mary, I have not. They are one of the undiscovered countries for me. There's another undiscovered country that I'm addressing on this channel, and that is Yard of Lead. Yard of Lead, I've moved up a video I shot to next week. Yeah, next week. I filmed with the Yard of Lead one of their fountain pens, which, believe me when I tell you, and you know I see a lot of fountain pens. You have never seen a fountain pen like this one. And I say that because I have never seen a fountain pen like this one. Now, they gave me this pen, so it has that paid compensation thing on it. It's the first time where I had no idea how much this pen cost, to be honest. They sent it to me and they just said, make a video. So I feel like that's quid pro quo. If you get a pen and somebody wants you to make a video, it's paid because it's like receiving money. You get the value of the pen, right? If they just gave me a pen and didn't ask for anything in return, it's a little different. Then maybe they expect you to make a video, but maybe not. Maybe it shows up on a list one day. But this very specific, so I definitely marked it as such. What's my point? My point is that there's a lot to say about this pen, and I think you're going to find it really interesting. And I filmed it at the Crane Estate. And the Crane Estate, oddly enough, I can tie it into Pier a little bit. it was used in the 2019 filming of Little Women. It was a substitute for England. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot. You've never seen B-roll. It might be better than the B-roll I shot in Italy. It's that nice. And my whole family was there, and we had a blast. And there are parts of this video that make me tear up when I watch them. So I think you're really going to like it. Do I like the pen or don't I? Am I writing a hagiography of it, or am I incredibly critical? You're going to have to wait and see. But I can tell you this, I held nothing back in any regard. So I think you're really going to like that. It's next week. Even if you don't care about the pen, I suggest you watch the video because it's very, very entertaining. And it's beautiful and it's inspiring, and you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something about Yard of Lead, who they are, how they produce their pens. You're going to learn something about the Crane Estate, what it is, why you should care about it. And you're going to see some beautiful, beautiful things. And I use my remote mics, so I'm on the spot, A-roll, out in the field. So I think you're really going to like it. That's next week. Next week, very exciting. I want to mention something else too. I did a video recently on journaling, and it was called Why You Have to Journal Now. You have to begin now. And the whole idea is journaling for better mental health, which is a big thread on this channel. If you watch this channel, I think you know that I control my own depression. Control. That's a hard word. I could write a whole video over what I just said. I manage and endure my own depression by journaling. And I do have a lot of techniques, and I'm always obsessing over journaling and refining what I do and how I do it and how to share it and express it with you guys. So I always come up with original and different ways to help you to keep, like I say, to keep you inspired, to keep you writing. That's the whole point. Keep you writing, make you feel better about yourself. So I released that video. I've never had a journaling video be successful. Almost anything that mentions journaling is sort of the Hemingway Jones channel equivalent of a lost leader. Those objects you'd put in your store that you lose money on, but it brings people in and it's good for community and to make connections with people. So yeah, you don't make any money on it, but you need to do it. It's just important. So that's how I viewed journaling. But that video was really popular. And I am so happy about that. Because I don't know, I guess when you're trying to help and not just entertain when you're truly trying to inspire and help people handle life. Life is tough. There's a lot of pressure on each and every one of us. I just feel I accomplished my goal. And I hope you guys, I guess you enjoyed it because it was a really great response. That was a few weeks back. So thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. Anna Paradox says, I'm confused why any estate used for a movie of Little Women would stand in for England. I think one of the characters ends up in England later. I didn't read it yet, so I can't tell you, Anna, but I think that one of the characters ends up in the UK in a later part of the book, and that's why. I only know this because I read the little blurb as to why they filmed there. I may read Little Women next. I just finished the Iliad. And I'm so proud of myself because I am not a fast reader. My wife is an incredible reader. She laps me many times over. I'm so busy, I just don't get a chance to read as much as I'd like. And when I do, I read slowly. I don't have the best eyesight. And I don't read like a normal person. This eye doesn't move. So this eye moves, this eye doesn't move. So I move my head a lot. You might notice that about me if you ever meet me in person. So when I read, I can't read with my eyes the way you can. And I got in so much trouble for that. As a kid in Catholic school, they had no capacity for understanding that I couldn't read that way. It was kind of sad. When I read like this. And it looks terrible, like terrible form. If I put it far enough away, I can kind of read. I don't have to move my eyes that much. So that makes me feel a little bit more normal. But regardless, I don't read very fast. I read faster with my reading glasses on. These are my progressives. So, but I finished the Iliad and I was really surprised at how different it was than what I was expecting, because there are so many film adaptations and thoughts about it, and you hear people speaking and theories and things, and there's a lot of it that isn't true, and it's still incredibly strange. And I think an ancient civilization should feel very, very strange, and it did, and it was fascinating. But now, what do I read next? That's the big question, and I'm thinking maybe Little Women, because I go, well, it's local, it's all local. The house is like right here. $10 super chat from Scott. Hey. Like you, I've been holding back on new acquisitions, although broke the streak and pulled the trigger on a Visconti Paradiso yesterday, coming from Atlas. Well done. Well done. Bravo, Scott. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. So, yes, I think Louisa May Alcott's going to be my next read, which I'm really excited about. So, yes, check out that video next week, won't you? Because it's really different. Really, really different. How am I doing for time? I'm doing pretty good for time. I do want to remind you that in the description, I put up some links to my playlists on Spotify, and I've added a new one. So I believe I now have Dark Academic Journaling, The Stones of Old England, which is my master classical music playlist that I play all the time. And I'm really proud, especially proud of that one. And now I have another one called Midnight Journaling, because I couldn't sleep one night and I was journaling and I wanted really sort of quiet music, but interesting music that would stir up thought and make a quiet, dark house feel really atmospheric. So I created that playlist. So I think you will enjoy those. So feel free to check those out. And I have my Amazon store link in there too, which of course a portion will go to the channel. But I also use it as a curated space where you can find some of the things I talk about. And then you can just buy it either there if you want, but you don't have to, of course, or out in the world. But I want you to have that resource. So very good. Georgia. Maybe read Little Women with your daughter, Imogen. Yes, well, I was thinking about that. The only thing is, and it's really kind of funny, you know, kids get into sort of patterns, and it's really mostly my wife that reads to Emmy, and I think you kind of take on roles, right, as a parent, and I'm more of the physical one. I am teaching her right now some martial arts, which is really fun. And, you know, we do things like that, where my wife gets the half hour before bed where she reads to her. She doesn't often sit still for me so much. She wants to do more active things, which is okay. You have your strengths, and I guess that's mine. But it's a fantastic idea, and it's actually why I bought the book. But trying to get her to sit down. I tried with The Hobbit, and maybe I just need to stick to it a little better. I don't know. Okay. Let me see. I want to welcome all the new members too, by the way. And somebody is gifting memberships, so whoever's doing that, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support of the channel, guys. It means a lot. It keeps the lights on and burning bright. All right, I'm about to unbox that video. Not video. I wish I were unboxing a video. I'm about to unbox that pen. I do want to show you what I've been writing with lately. It's sort of a variation on a theme. So, this is the Pilot Custom 823. You remember I did a recent video on it. Did you notice, do you notice anything about it? Do you notice anything about this Pilot Custom 823? Anyone in the comments? Anyone in the chat? Notice anything? Let's pull out some menacing paper. Menacing paper. That would be something. All right. I am going to write with the Pilot Custom 823. Anyone notice anything in the chat? Pen, pen, pen. All right. Here we go. Oh boy, so smooth. Anyone noticing anything here? New ink, thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Brady. And no, I did not run out of ink. I just didn't like oxblood in here. And it wasn't flowing that great. It wasn't as wet and smooth and flowy as Gerbon's a clay. So I changed it. I dropped it. So there you have it. That's a bombshell. But the Pilot 823 remains. And the mighty Waterman Karen. Ooh, there we go. This has that brilliant cuttlefish ink, which is so fun. It goes on brown and then quickly turns black. I love cuttlefish. They're so cute. They're like, kind of like have a squid kind of top like this and kind of tentacly and things. Not too long though. There he is. Cuttlefish. You know, it shouldn't be cuttlefish. It should be a cuttlefish. Wouldn't that be cute? A cuttlefish. It gives you big hugs. But anyway, the Karen is brilliant. I'm really digging this. Now, if I extend it a little further, I do have some pens handy. I have, no surprise, this is never far from me, the ultimate, the greatest fountain pen of all time, perhaps. Waterman Edson. Brilliant. So beautiful. So amazing. If I always think of someone like Juan Tripp, the CEO of was it Pan Am? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was Pan Am. He had an office in the Chrysler building up until the early 50s. I imagine he would have used a pen like this had it been invented then. Because it wasn't, but had it been. And the absolutely brilliant MB 147. And what of my Wes Anderson? What of it? No one knows. No one knows. Okay, so there's pens. Oh, and one more quick look. You remember this one? I'm ready to dig into this. This is my new dip pen with a pearl handle and a flexible gold nib. Pretty spiffy and exciting. Very 19th century chic right there. So we'll be writing with that shortly. Okay, should we unbox a fountain pen? My first fountain pen in quite some time. Is it the Mont Blanc Wes Anderson? Dun dun dun. No, it's not. I have no idea what's going on with that, and frankly, I'm too busy to inquire. I really should cancel it and buy something else, but I'm so busy, I don't know what I'm doing. I should, but I don't. It's not good. Okay, so what is it? Well, it was this boy's birthday a few days ago. 10 days ago. And my wife was kind enough to buy me a birthday present, which is very kind. My wife is very generous and very sweet. So she bought me this from Colt Pens. And it even came in the bag, as if I bought it from Colt Pens in Devon, one of my favorite places in the world. This is what I'd look like if I was walking out of the shop with it. And then there's this, which I don't know what it is. It appears to be a CD-ROM, which I don't know how old this pen is, but CD-ROM? Sincerely? Namiki? I don't remember the last time I've held a CD-ROM. Yeah, look at this. Maybe it has software. It's like a new Lamy. Huh. I have no idea what's on this CD-ROM. And further, I will never know. I will never find out what's on the CD-ROM. Because I don't have a CD-ROM player. Because until today, in this very moment, I have not had a reason to have one. So very strange. Lifetime guarantee. I'm going to need that. Because I'm going to be alive for a long time. Alright, let's get to the heart. Ooh, noisy. Oh, a box. Ooh. Ah, fresh pen. I love the smell of fresh baked pen. So lovely. I love the smell of fresh pen in the morning. It smells like victory. Victory. All right. I'm going to try to fit it into frame as best I can. Ooh, I opened it the wrong way, but ooh, wooden box. They should really put a little stain on there, you know. A little sealant. It's very tactile. I might actually use this box for something. All right, let's pull this out. Isn't this fun? It's like Christmas. Ooh, sorry about that. It's like Christmas. Okay. Drum roll, please. Okay. Ooh, foam. Gosh, I'm having fun with this. Okay. Oh, look at this. Very nice. Nicey, nicey. Namiki ink. I love Namiki ink. Still in the plastic. It's, you know why it's in plastic? So it doesn't get away. These Namiki inks are known to escape. Although the last thing I need is more ink, but it comes with the pen. Cool. All right, well, that's that. All right, thank you for watching. I'm just kidding. Let's get into the pen. Shall we? Okay. Ooh, very exciting. Move this. You know, I wonder if my wife kind of bought this for herself. My wife loves Japanese stuff. I'm going to get rid of my face just so you can see it. Okay. Wow, look at that, huh? So it's Namiki, of course. It's Maki-e. And it's the Great Wave and Mount Fuji. Which, you know, I am crazy about Hokusai. So this is not an exact copy of a Hokusai, but it's definitely of the spirit. You get these beautiful leaves blowing around, and you get this great wave with Mount Fuji in the background. It has a bit of texture to it. Very, very pretty. Has a clip that looks very much like a Pilot Custom 823. And of course you get a Namiki nib. Pretty. And there should be, I believe, a Con 70 in here. Look at that. Oh yeah, okay. That's how this works. You know what's funny? I've never used one of these. I've only read about them. So let's use it, shall we? You know what this is? Have you guys seen one of these? These are handy. This is a book of chamois, so you can clean your nib. Because I can't get to my shop towel because my camera's in the way. But I'm going to come back on, so don't be freaked out when I appear. Whoa! There I am. And I think we should fill it. What do you guys think? It's pretty, right? So very nice from my wife, my lovely, lovely wife, who is my best friend in the whole world. Of course, I have to put the Namiki ink in here. It looks like black. So, now, I believe you stick it all the way in. I think you press it, and then you release, and then you wait like 4 seconds or so. Never actually done this before. And then you do it again. Feel free to correct me if I'm doing it wrong. Looks like I'm doing it wrong, because I don't see anything going up there. There we go. Now we're getting some action. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going with that for now. I can play with it later. I have to be cognizant of what makes for good viewing. So let's clean this up, shall we? I'm going to move you. I don't want any accidents. By the way, no equivocating about whether or not I should fill it. Do I just want to collect it and not fill it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Fill it right up. Let's write with it. Let's see what's going on with this. Really beautiful pen. Yes, inky. Okay, I'm doing a miserable job of avoiding getting this on my hands. But alas, it's a fun, happy occasion as I celebrate my 58th year here on planet Earth. Wrong piece. There we go. Ooh, this feels really nice. It's got a very nice feel to it. But how does it write? Let's see. Wow. Wow. This is nice, guys. This is really fast. And it has a touch of feedback. It's a bit 823 territory. Much smaller nib, though. Very precise. That's what I'm feeling here. But really nice flow. Nothing quitting here. That is black, right? It almost looks blue-black in this light, but I'm pretty sure it's black. You know, this is a fine nib, by the way, and I think you know that fine nibs are rare for me. But this feels really nice. Excellent scribing noise. Wow. Wow. This is nice. It's like it's tuned, like the engine of a Ferrari. It's just really nice. Not a single skip or hesitation. Really, really nice. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? I see a bunch of people saying fill it. I'm a little behind on the chat, so I just pushed it. Lad Gardner, laddie, my laddie says, he had to have asked for that pen because Helen would have never ordered him a fine nib pen otherwise. Actually, to be honest, lad, Helen ordered this. She chose everything. So, but you know, it's funny, like I don't mind. Like I normally get medium. I think you guys know that almost every nib I have is medium. But it becomes that much more special because it's fine. So I'll just adapt to it. And I really like it. In writing with it right now, it's brilliant. Maybe I won't be one of those small writers from now on. Look at this. I can write small. How about that, huh? Wow, this is really fun. Yeah, Helen picked a nib size. It's funny because I did make a comment when she showed me the box. And I was like, it's a fine, honey. But she didn't pick up on it. But it's okay. I really love it. Anything she buys me, I'd be happy with. It's really pretty. Boy, I did a number on my hands. It's really well finished. It's very... I don't know how to describe it. I'm sure I will in a video at some point. But it's very pretty. And it has a lot of light and luster. And it's very finished. So it glistens. And it's very gold in spots. But not the least bit ostentatious. It just has a certain sophistication to it. And it's warm. You know, owing to the materials. It has a warmth to it. So, very nice. Terry says, Helen did great. Wonderful choice. Well done, Helen. Helen's really good at picking gifts. Really, really good. And Helen's specialty is Asian art. That's what she does. So, it means that much more because it's almost like having her endorsement on the materials and the craftsmanship, which is really a lot of fun for me. Because she's got that really great Say pen that we picked up in DC. So now I have something. I have a platinum too, the Kanazawa Haiku, which I haven't pulled out in a while. But this is really nice. So, very, very nice. Donald says that open bottle of ink makes me nervous. I know, I should close it properly. But it is up against the wall. So, it wasn't going anywhere. Don't put it past me, though. If you remember my old desk, it was sort of like a Jackson Pollock of ink. But you know, this really brings me to my topic. Like, the reason I got into fountain pens to begin with was to sort of take something that's a mundane act, like writing, and make it more amazing. To make it more transcendent, to make it more beautiful. And at the time, I thought if you could master writing with a fountain pen, you'd have the best handwriting. And that's not the case, of course. I'm not sure what gives one the best handwriting. I've been exploring that topic and I have many videos on it and I'll have many more and we'll do lots of practices. But I do feel it's all about acquiring a certain aesthetic. And I do think also that a lot of it has to do with embracing how you write and being the best version of that. And then it gets to a place where you accept it. And I think once you accept it, you see the beauty in it. And once you see the beauty, then you start putting beauty into it. So it's this whole process of acceptance and beautification of your own writing. So I think that's the secret. But I'm getting there. One day, I will have a video that says the secret to fantastic handwriting. And it'll get hundreds of thousands of views because I'll crack that code. But there should be a certain serendipity to writing. Oh, I like that. There's something moving around. There's, like the converters that have little ball bearings in them and whatnot. This must have a little spring for that action. I'm going to fill this up proper when I get off the air. But there should be serendipity involved in your writing. It should be a certain amazement when you see that fine thread of liquid ink being laid down by a beautiful glistening nib. It should give you pause, that there's just something so beautiful and so amazing in the fact that you're just drawing lines that equal words that tie into ideas in a unique expression, that those forms equal a big part of who you are. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. Lad Gardner says that pen should be revered like the Egyptomania inkwell. Truly. And the Egyptomania is never far from hand. So I'm looking at it right now. My desk has nice opportunities for things. I have my wax seal. That's like what's that, Lacoon group? And then I have Marcus Aurelius. Marcus is always here as well. And I can't reach it, but Yorick is here too. So I have friends on my desk. Dr. Benway says, HJ, waxing lyrical. It's not the first time, Doctor, and it certainly won't be the last. But I do feel that writing is an amazing thing, or else we would just type all the time. And seeing my own handwriting through the years and how it's changed or how it's affected by where I've been, certain locations or areas where I write smaller, or in some of my journals I write completely sideways instead of straight on the paper. Some of them I do a mix where it's across and then up and down and then across as if on a different column. I just think there's so much variety to all this, and it gives you such an insight into how you express yourself and why you express yourself. And I think a big part for us, you and me, is replenishing the well of inspiration, finding new avenues. And for me, it meant shutting things down for a while. I didn't want to keep experiencing pens in a shallow way. I didn't want to be completely promiscuous in my fountain pen dating life. I wanted to get to know my pens. I wanted to spend some real time with them. And you've seen that my daily pens, if you go back in the replays, they haven't changed that much. The Edson's been with me, 823 for a while now, certainly some version of the Karen. And my 147 comes and goes. But now that I'm getting ready to travel, it's in my mind again. There's another that'll be making a return soon. And I'm not going to give you the hint because you'll see the video and you'll really like it. It's a lot of fun. So I just feel like at times you need to replenish the well of inspiration and circumstances for those happy little accidents that make writing with a fountain pen interesting. Maybe you mix up the ink. Maybe you put in black and you had blue and you forgot and you get a fun mix. That's a happy little accident. And it's fun and interesting. I have a handwriting video coming up where I'm analyzing certain writing and it's in blue-black. And to me, it was one of those interesting moments where I'm like, I think that's Quink blue-black because I have it from that time period. And it just, I felt like it was right. I could be wrong, but it felt that way. And it's fascinating to make those kind of connections when you're doing that kind of research. So it's a lot of fun. Lady Manx. Little pen souls ties right into Shinto, the eternal in every part of creation. That's beautiful. Love it. Marta. Marta Weller says, I'm finally able to see you live and missed most of it. Love your videos. Thank you. Thank you, Marta. Without you, I wouldn't be here. So I really appreciate it. And don't worry, the replay's up. So right after I stop, you can go back to the beginning and catch it. So you don't have to worry. Oh boy, Mara Christian. Just got doged after 34 years of government service and purchased my retirement pens, but played it safe and got medium nibs. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you were separated from your job. That's awful. I can't imagine. I really can't. I do hope that the pen helped to assuage some of the anxiety and all that. Whoops. Sorry, I just punched my microphone. Hope that wasn't too hard on your ears. So sorry about that, Mara. So, Quink Blue is David Pearson's favorite ink. That is a brilliant shade of ink. I like Midnight Blue from Mont Blanc. I do like to mix them occasionally too. I'm not always very conscientious about which inks I put in my pen when. There are videos I've made where people ask me which ink I'm using and I'm not really sure. And sometimes it's a mix. I'm not always as conscientious about cleaning them as I probably should be. Oh no, Robin Pennell also got retired involuntarily. I'm so sorry, Robin. I can't imagine dealing with that too. I'm so sorry. So, this week's video is the man behind Joe March's handwriting. An interview with Pierre Gustafson, whose last name is very hard for me to say. But very nice guy. I see him at the Commonwealth Pen Show, so it should be a lot of fun. And then next week is the Yardeled video, which I am very, very proud of. And that should be a lot of fun as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are at the end of a long journey. We've unboxed pens. We've talked about inspiration. We've covered a lot of ground. I appreciate you all for listening. I appreciate the super thanks. I appreciate the members and the new members. Thank you all for being here. And if you're not in the Pen Pal group and you're Cognoscenti or Illuminati, please reach out. My email is on my homepage. So feel free to reach out and I can tell you how to join the Pen Pal group. I would love to have you. Maybe I could write a letter with this. That would be fun. Thank you to Helen, my lovely wife, who took such good care of me on my birthday. I really appreciate it. We had a blast this weekend, too, for my daughter had a ballet recital, and we had a blast, and then we did a little shopping. We went to Worcester and had a really nice time. We got epic sushi, Kobe roll, Wagyu beef with poke sauce, avocado, and a little bit of crab. Brilliant. Shout out to Karma in Westford, Massachusetts. One of the best sushi places. So very good stuff. Okay. So I want to thank you all, as always, for watching and for spending some time with me. I do love our Tuesday nights. Thank you for being here. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you along on this journey with us. We go to some amazing places and there's so much more to do. So thank you for being here. So I make new videos every week. You may have noticed that. And I have a live show. Like at this moment, I am speaking to you live, which is a lot of fun. So with that, I can promise you that we will see each other again very, very soon. So until then, much love, take care of yourself, and keep writing and stay inspired. Thank you all for watching.